Hello, dear students. Already we discussed in the previous class about accounting concepts. Now we are going to discuss about conventions of accounting. Conventions of accounting. There are four conventions in accounting. One is convention of consistency. Next, convention of full disclosure. Third one, convention of conservatism. And fourth one, convention of materiality. Okay, these are the four conventions in accounting. But before going to write this question in the examination, we have to know about the definition of this convention and have to list out all these four conventions, then explain one by one. So coming to here, the accounting conventions. An accounting convention refers to a common practices. Accounting conventions are common practices which are universally followed in recording and presenting accounting information of the business entity. Just the conventions are common practices. Conventions are common practices which are universally followed, which are universally followed for recording and presenting accounting information of the business entity. So here we can also denote the conventions or customs or traditions or usage. We can also say conventions are customs or traditions or usages which are in use since long. Generally, we say that about customs and traditions. Traditions are in use since long time. There are some different traditions for different religions. Okay, there are different traditions for different castes. So here we can also say the conventions are customs or traditions or usage. Right? These are from the long period. Right? These are nothing but unwritten laws. These are unwritten laws. We could not mention about these conventions in any laws like Companies Act or some other areas. So these are the common traditions. If we have to follow or not, it's depend on the business entity. Right? The accountants have to adapt the usage or customs which are used as a guide. We can use these conventions are as guide in the preparation of accounting reports and statements. So we can use these conventions as a guides for preparing of accounting reports and statements. Right? This is about the definition of accounting conventions. Right? These are the common practices universally followed for recording of accounting information and presenting accounting information. We can also say that conventions are customs, traditions, or usages. These are unwritten laws. Okay, we can use this as a guide for preparing financial reports. Right? This is the definition of conventions. Right? There are four types of accounting conventions. The coming to the First one, convention of consistency. Convention of consistency. Right? Here the consistency means the same rule. Here the meaning of the consistency means here the same rule we have to follow for entire accounting period. If we have to use already discussed in the concepts of accounting, we can say that if a company adopt a straight line method for calculating depreciation, we have to follow the straight line method entire the useful life of an asset. Or if we adopt diminishing balance method or return on value method, we have to follow the same method entire useful life of an asset. So that is called here the consistency. Consistency is the most important while preparing financial statements. So here look at the definition. The convention of consistency means that the same accounting principles should be used for preparing financial statements year after year. Right? We have to follow the same accounting principle, same accounting method, procedure for preparing financial statements year after year for long period. A meaningful conclusion can be drawn from the financial statements of the same enterprise when there is a comparison between them over a period of time. If we use this convention of consistency, we can easily compare our financial statements from one year to another years. It is very easy for comparing. But this can be possible only when accounting policies and practices followed by the enterprise are uniform and consistent over a period of time. If we follow this consistency or the convention of consistency or the same principle or the same policy, then we can comparison it. We can compare our financial statements when there is a uniform and consistency. When there is a uniform and consistency. If different accounting procedures and policies are used for preparing financial statements of different years, then the result will not be comparable. If we used a straight line method for 1 year and we used a return on value method for the next year, is it possible to comparison? It is something different. Something, the value of the asset, the value of the asset at the end of the year is differs from one method to another methods. So that is why, according to this convention of consistency, we have to follow the same procedure or same method or same policies for preparing financial statements. Right. Coming to the second one, convention of full disclosure. Convention of full disclosure, right? Full disclosure. We know the complete definition here. Full disclosure, right? The duty of the accountant is to prepare the financial statements of a business entity, right? After preparing the financial statements, we have to disclose the entire information to the accounting users. Accounting information users. But there are internal users and external users in the business. So we have to disclose all the information to the users, the internal users, maybe owners, management, employees, and as well as to the external users like creditors, bank and financial institutions, research scholars, right? News representatives. There are some of the external users are there as well as internal users. We have to disclose the entire information to the all the parties, right? Coming to the here, a convention of full disclosure requires that material and relevant facts concerning financial statement should be fully disclosed. We have to disclose everything. Full disclosure means that there should be a full, fair, and adequate disclosure of account information. Right? Adequate means, what is adequate? Right? Adequate means sufficient set of information to be disclosed. Sufficient set of information means if a user wanted to know about the net profit or net loss of a business entity, he needs to analyze profit and loss account, profit and loss statement. So we have to disclose the profit and loss statement. If a user wants to analyze the financial position of a business entity, he needs to analyze balance sheet. So we have to provide the balance sheet. We have to disclose the balance sheet. So that is why here we have to provide adequate information to the accounting user. According to this convention, we have to provide adequate information to the users. Fair indicates an equitable treatment of users. We have to treat every user as equal. Into the is maybe internal or is maybe external user, or is maybe employee or is maybe management. We have to treat every user as equitable. Full refers to complete and detailed presentation of information, right? Already we know that we have to provide the complete information. Thus, the convention of full disclosure suggests that every financial statement should be fully disclose all relevant information, right? We have to provide all information to the accounting users. What all information about accounting statements? Trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet. But there are some other statements also there. Cash flow statement, funds flow statement, ratio analysis. So here, intermediate standard, this is the enough. And coming to the third one, convention of conservatism. Convention of conservatism. This is we can also say this convention of conservatism, playing safe. This is a game. Convention of conservatism is a playing safe game. Means that look at here, we can understand this convention is based on the principle that anticipate no profit, but provide for all possible losses. అంటే మనకు లాభం వచ్చే అవకాశం ఉందనుకోండి, మనకు లాభం వస్తుంది అంటే అది వస్తుందో రాదో తెలియదు, దాని గురించి మనం రాయకూడదు. ఒకవేళ లాస్ వస్తుందేమో అనిపించింది అనుకోండి, యూ హ్యావ్ టు రైట్ ఇట్, యూ హ్యావ్ టు డిడక్ట్ దట్ లాస్. ఓకే, లాస్ వస్తుందేమో అనిపించినప్పుడే వీ హ్యావ్ టు డిడక్ట్ ఇట్. ఓకే, మనం దాన్ని తీసేయాలి. మరి ప్రాఫిట్ వస్తుందేమో, ఇలాంటప్పుడు ప్రాఫిట్ రాయకూడదు. దిస్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ ప్లేయింగ్ సేఫ్. అంటే ప్రాఫిట్ రాకపోయినా వచ్చిందని రాష్ట్రం అనుకో, మనకు ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది. కానీ లాస్ రాకపోయినా వచ్చిందని రాష్ట్రం అనుకో, ఒకవేళ లాస్ వచ్చినా కవర్ అయిపోతుంది. ఓకే, అట్లా అన్నట్టు. రైట్ హియర్ it provides a guidance of recording transactions in SIP accounts. It is based on the policy of playing safe in regard to showing profit. So we have to show the profit. So here the meaning of this conservatism, conventional conservatism means we have to show all the possible losses, all the possible losses. Okay. The main objective of this convention is to show minimum profit, minimum profit. If profit should not be overstated. Okay, profit should not be overstated. So we have to show మనకు ఎంత లాభం వస్తుందో అంత మాత్రమే చూపించాలి, అంతకన్నా ఎక్కువ చూపించకూడదు. కాబట్టి సో ఇట్ ఇస్ ప్లేయింగ్ సేఫ్. If profits shows more than the actual, it may lead to distribution of dividend out of capital. Okay. If profit shows more than the actual, ఒకవేళ మనం ప్రాఫిట్ ఎంత వస్తుందో తెలియదు, ఒక 2000 రూపీస్ ప్రాఫిట్ రావచ్చు అని రాసినాం అనుకోండి, కానీ యాక్చువల్ ప్రాఫిట్ ఎంత వచ్చింది, 1000 వచ్చింది అనుకోండి. అప్పుడు యాక్చువల్ ప్రాఫిట్ 1000 ఉంది, మనం ప్రిడిక్ట్ చేసింది ఎంత ఉంది, మనం ప్రిడిక్ట్ చేసినటువంటి ప్రాఫిట్ 2000 ఉంది, అంటే 1000 రూపీస్ ఎక్కువ అయింది. మళ్ళీ ప్రాఫిట్ వస్తుందంటే ఈ ప్రాఫిట్స్ end of the day we have to distribute these profits to the shareholders in the form of dividends. కాబట్టి ఓవర్స్టేటెడ్ గా ప్రాఫిట్ చూపిస్తే మనం ఏంటంటే డివిడెండ్ ని క్యాపిటల్ నుండి మళ్ళీ పే చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద మెయిన్ రీజన్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ నాట్ అ ఫెయిర్ పాలసీ అండ్ ఇట్ లీడ్స్ టు ద reduction in the capital of the enterprise. Yes, of course. Thus, this convention clearly states that the profit should not be recorded until it is realized. Okay, this is the most important, right? This convention clearly states that profits should not be recorded until it is realized. Profit వస్తేనే రాయాలి, రాకపోతే సైలెంట్. వస్తుందేమో అనిపిస్తే కూడా రాయకూడదు, వచ్చినప్పుడు మాత్రమే రాయాలి. బట్ ద బిజినెస్ యాంటిసిపేట్స్ ఎనీ లాస్ ఇన్ ద నియర్ ఫ్యూచర్, ఒకవేళ ఫ్యూచర్ లో లాసెస్ రాబోతుంది అని అనిపించింది అనుకో, we have to record it. So this is about convention of conservatism, playing safe. That's it. Here the last one convention of materiality. Right? It's similar to the full disclosure. What is the materiality? Let's look at here. The convention of materiality urges organizations to disclose all the relevant assets and information. Materiality means the important information in the company. We have to disclose that important information to the accounting users. Okay, all the important information. If an asset or even is material that is important, then it should be disclosed. ఏదైనా సరే ఇంపార్టెంట్ మెటీరియల్ డిస్క్లోజ్ చేయాలనుకుంటే డిస్క్లోజ్ చేయాలి. Any information that could not potentially influence the decision of user looking at the financial statements must be disclosed. Okay, must be disclosed in the convention of materiality. Right? Any information that could potentially influence the decision of user, generally what the users are need. ఒకవేళ any for example, if we purchase a calculator, for example, if we purchase a calculator for 500 rupees, the life of the calculator is approximately 5 years. Okay, or 10 years. Kani, is it important to disclose this about calculator as an asset? It's not. Because calculator 500 rupees is expenses. You can deduct this expense in the profit and loss account. Okay. So, this expense మనం రికార్డ్ చేయొచ్చు, asset గా రికార్డ్ చేయలేము, because this is not that much important. Okay. So this is about that materiality, right? What is it? If we have any important information, we can disclose it. If that is not that much important, we do not disclose about it. In the convention of materiality refers to something that matters, something that is important and significant. If it is right, generally important information we have to disclose here. It is usually determined by the value of the asset in the financial statement. Generally, ఏది రికార్డ్ చేసిన అకౌంటింగ్ లో we have to record the value of that particular asset. Okay, right? This is about convention of accounting conventions. But you have to listen once and download this PDF from the description. You can read and you can also write in the examination. I think this is enough material for you. If you listen regularly, then you will get out of marks. my intention is not to pass the students. My intention is to get 50 out of 50 marks in the accountancy of intermediate first year. Right? I will, everyone must follow it, and you also share this information with your friends. Okay. Right. Thank you, everyone.